2014 French Open and Australian Open semifinals. Let's begin now with first serve on the paddle of Leigh Waters.
Point.
Quick start for Leigh Waters.
One, zero.
Just wide for Bouchard. How do you approach this matchup if you are the less experienced Genie Bouchard in pickleball?
Yeah, you know, I think she's got one of the things that I'd like to see her do more is go for her serve a lot more. Obviously, I mean, you need to do that anyway in singles, but especially against Leigh Waters. She has such a powerful return, and you know she's looking to come in, so you don't want to make it any easier by giving her, you know, softer serves. I think when Genie does get a side out, hopefully she will look to take advantage of that by just going big on her serve and trying to set herself up for that third shot.
3-0. Point.
And again for Bouchard. Leigh Waters, by the way, in women's doubles, won a match in 9 minutes with Catherine Parento. Not a game, a match.
4-0.
Pretty crazy stuff there, too.
Well, that probably included a couple timeouts, so it was probably more like a 5-minute game match.
Point.
I think Bouchard needs to look to come in right now off of this serve.
5-0.
She's staying back. You can't trade ground strokes with Leigh because she's just going to come in and put so much pressure on you. Good job there from Bouchard going up the line. Finally gets a side out. Let's see if she can take advantage of it. The wind is swirling a little bit from where we are. There she goes.
Point.
Bouchard is on the board. Yeah, the weather started out a bit cloudy this morning, a bit cooler, but the sun is peeking out now. Low 70s here in San Clemente.
Set up.
And what a run here for Genie Bouchard. Taking out some formidable opponents, especially in Irina Tereshchenko in the round of 32. It's a veteran player.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great wins for her. I think,
Set up.
yeah, I think the matchup with Irina was favorable for her. Irina doesn't play with as much pace, like to slice the ball a lot more. So it just gave Bouchard an opportunity to step into her shots. Whereas right now, obviously, she's dealing with a lot more power and pace. Yeah, set herself up. She had that forehand, but just wasn't quite able to put it away.
5-1. Set up. One, 5. Set up.
Yeah, full stretch on that backhand. Pushing it up the line.
So aggressive in that transition area, Leigh Waters.
Yeah, Bouchard just needed to put a little more shape on that ball, get it to dip a little bit more to force Leigh to try to hit that from below the tape.
Point.
And then a
Like she did right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what Leigh did to her. Keeping the ball so low. Makes it tough.
6-1. Point.
Another great play by Leigh Waters.
Timeout receiving.
Sprawls, and Bouchard has her work cut out for her here after 2 wins to advance to this point.
Set up.
Bouchard says still a lot of room to go in her career, but really happy with the way she's playing right now. Obviously,
1-7.
this is a good test for her to see what it's like playing at the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against the top. just
missing.
wide. Great point, though. The fans are on their feet for that
full
one.
stretch on that forehand. It just misses wide.
To the corner.
Great cover.
And a thumbs up from Leigh Waters. This is the first ever matchup between these two. So if you're Genie Bouchard, there's no better benchmark to where your progress is, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're matching up against the top.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for her to play loose, right? No one expects her to beat Leigh, so it's just, you just got to play loose, play confident, go for your shots. That serve is way too short.
Set up.
And then that whiff didn't help either. But it's just the setup was the short serve, right? That Leigh put so much pressure on you with her return. Got an unfortunate kind of bad bounce there for Bouchard. The ball stayed pretty low on that return.
Point.
It's all right. I like what she's trying to do there, trying to come in.
Eight one. Point. Nine one.
That's just too good from Leigh Waters.
Yeah.
Game point.
I mean, not only does it come with pace, but also topspin. It's such a
The
tough
shape,
ball to track
the shape
down.
that Leigh puts on her
10-1.
shots makes the ball so heavy. Obviously dips down.
Point game.
And a game point sealed. Leigh Waters takes the first. Wasn't a pickle, though. 11-1, close enough. An impressive performance to that title.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Counts. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yes, good move by Bouchard to come in on that ball. Caught Leigh with the same thought, trying to come in as well. Nice shape on that backhand, keeping it low.
Set up. Zero one. Point. One. Point.
Big serve from Leigh Waters.
2-1. Point.
Winner, this one will face the winner of the match taking place on Grandstand right now, Lauren Stratman or Caitlin Christian.
Point. Four-one. Point.
Just long on that return.
Five-one.
That's a good return. She could have come in on. There she comes.
Side out.
Yeah, well done from Bouchard, just applying that pressure. Like to see her do that a lot more. It's one of the differences you see in the women's game versus the men's game. Usually the men are going to come in on every single return. The women a lot of times will wait and wait for that next ball to come in on. Ooh, that ball was close. Waters looking at her bench or looking at the ref to see if he saw it. She didn't make a call. She was just verifying if she maybe missed it. It did look like it might have missed, but kind of far away from where we are now.
1-2.
Yeah, I mean, just a full scramble on the side of Bouchard, and so much of that is caused by how Leigh Waters positions herself with her shots.
Well, and it's so tough to pass with this wind, right? The wind is swirling. We've mentioned it a couple times. That's another reason to just try to come in as much as possible and force your opponent to try to pass like she's doing right there.
Set up.
Yeah, seems like when she chooses to come in, she's winning more of those points rather than when she's staying back. I know it's not that easy to come in on Leigh because you know she can pass really well, but I think with this wind, you got to take your chances. Good ball.
Point.
I'd like to see a big serve from Bouchard, and if Waters doesn't come in, Bouchard should come in on her next shot, on her third. That's a good deep serve. She needs to come in.
Here she goes.
Yeah. And she was there. I mean, she, you know, it wasn't an easy volley, but she was there. Just missing it. But right idea. Got to force Leigh to beat you with passing shots
6-3.
rather than flipping it and having to beat her with passing shots.
That's a nice ball and a great point for Genie Bouchard. How does she get herself into more of that?
Well, she did a good job rolling that first ball, right? So it allowed her to come in, not just trying to blast the ball by Leigh. And it just allowed her to take a more offensive position on the court.
She's within two.
Point 6.
Oh, wow, that's a great volley. That was not a bad shot from Bouchard. Had Waters stretched out, but pushes that volley all the way to the baseline. Too far for Bouchard to get to.
6-4.
Wow, point.
Full speed put to the test for Genie Bouchard. And Leigh Waters clearly working the lateral ability of Bouchard.
Yep. Yeah, just getting her on the run on that baseline, sideline to sideline.
Point. Timeout received. 8-4.
Genie Bouchard is currently being tested by the world #1 Leigh Waters. She sets the standard in women's singles. And Dave Fleming declared yesterday that Leigh Waters is the most dominant female pro athlete in the world, he thinks. Can't really name another woman that dominates the scene as much, according to Dave, especially when you cross the genders as well, with Leigh going toe-to-toe with some of these guys. And a match point for Leigh Waters. Your thoughts on that?
I think that's fair. I can't think of anyone else. I mean, maybe Ledecky in swimming, but, you know, obviously even more dominant than Serena. Serena she's definitely the GOAT in tennis. But Leigh has, I think, been more dominant. You could make the argument that it's a little easier to do that in pickleball than in tennis, but, you know, still.
10-4.
It's getting harder and harder as more and more elite athletes come into the sport. Wow.
My goodness. A walk-off tipping shot from the baseline. Leigh Waters. Secret to success with this win over Genie Bouchard.
A quick funny story. My tennis coach coached Genie for a little bit in tennis. So I actually have one of her towels in my closet back at home. So just like a funny story. Yeah, I grew up watching her. I've actually watched her in person practice at the Miami Open. So it was really funny to actually get to play her in pickleball. I never thought that that would happen. So here I am. I think I just wanted to play my game. But I had fun on the court. So a little nervous, but I had fun.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, playing off that point, what is it like matching up against, obviously, somebody you grew up watching? I know you come from a tennis family, and with a name like Genie Bouchard, she has such tennis pedigree. What is it like matching up against an opponent like that in pickleball?
Yeah, like I said, I really never thought when I started playing pickleball that I would play these tennis players that I was watching, you know. So it's really cool, honestly. I like to see how they're, you know, transitioning over to pickleball. I think, you know, she hasn't been playing too long, so I'm sure she'll get better as she plays. But it's also interesting to kind of see different playing styles. I was telling my mom on the bench, she plays a little differently than a lot of tennis players I've seen come over. She has more flat passes, which make it quite interesting. Like when you're trying to hit that second volley, I was having a little trouble figuring out what to do. Because it's penetrating and coming super low. But yeah, I had fun, like I said, and I'm still a little nervous. I'm talking a lot.
Well, you don't seem nervous to us. And Annalie, there's so many young girls out there that look up to you as a pro athlete who has had so much young success in this sport. What's your advice to those little girls that look up to you as their role model and how they can maybe get their start in the sport?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it was a year ago somebody said I kind of like grew up watching you and I played them in the first round of a pro match, and I was like, wow, this happened like way sooner than I thought it was going to happen. But I think it's really cool to kind of see the growth of juniors. I think they had like 100 juniors here, so that's awesome. That's great for our sport. I'm so glad I've been seeing little kids running around playing. I mean, it was rare to see, you know, one junior. When I went to a tournament, I was the only junior there. So it's really cool that there are 100 kids playing at this event, and hopefully we'll see even more.